Tynecastle surface yesterday for the visit of Inverness Cally Thistle. The omens not good for Richie Foran's side. Bottom of the table, thumped 6-0 by Celtic last weekend and thumped 5-1 by Hearts on their last visit to Tynecastle. Commentary comes from Paul Mitchell.
Ian Cathro makes 4 changes to the side that drew with Hibs. Walker, Nicholson and Martin onto the bench. There's no Cowie, replaced by Kitchen, Chuley, Johnson and Doom. For Cally Thistle, 5 changes from the Scottish Cup loss. There's no Gary Warner, Brad Mackay in defence. Debut for Lewis Lang alongside Jamie McCart, Polworth, Mulroney and Cole also in. Chuley's corner. Concalves went up. Kitchen fights for it. Concalves! Good block in the box from Ross Draper. But he's showing his alertness already. Concalves won the initial header and chased down the little pass forward from Kitchen. Raven onto Mulroney. Mulroney will run it Sowa. Sowa takes him down. Clumsy challenge. Easy one for referee Bobby Madden. That'll be Greg Tansey to play it in. Tansey right footed. Cartomarco is up and it's in. That's a simple header. He's got used to celebrating goals this season. That's his 7th. 24 minutes gone. He beat Aaron Hughes. Jack Hamilton furious with his defence. Cartomarco with a goal. McCart. That's long. Draper gets the better of Hughes. That's trying to say there was a push there. The referee didn't give anything. And Ross Draper seeking his 5th of the season. Kitchen. Concalves back onto Kitchen. Kitchen onto Johnson. There's a man outside him. He went himself bar. Struna was calling for the ball. He was in great position. Instead, Johnson went himself. It took a little nick and onto the bar it went. Not happy with what he's seeing so far. Struna short. Surely that was a little bit heavy if that was a pre-prepared move. Struna's got a good shot on him. Keeps it down. Good save from the keeper. Watched it all the way. The free kick didn't work. The second attempt was decent. It's a good stop. And again to Concalves. Oh, Chile with another good corner. Concalves got away from David Raven, eased him away, and should have put that on target. Hearts trying to drive forward again. None of the goal scorers from the 5-1 win in August are on the field. Ball played wide on to Concalves! So close to the equaliser, and Raven will clear. But just a simple ball into the box. Concalves always seems to find space. Going off the shoulder of Tamarco there. Concalves onto Jim. Kitchen. Sowa is wide. Kitchen on the overlap. It's up against Raven. Kitchen. Cross and Arnold Jim is there. 1-1, 64 minutes gone. And the cries of Jim ring around Tynecastle. He's had a good few weeks. Arnold Jim. And the simplest of tap-ins. Good play from Perry Kitchen. It evaded McCart and in. Richie Foran be delighted with the fight that his side is showing. Long corner, that will break on to Mackay. Mackay with a chance. Looked like another corner. Referee says goal kick. I think Billy Mackay agrees with me. Brought it down really well on the left foot. That took a nick off Sowa. Corner deep. Draper tries to fight for it. Draper with a header. Almost snuck in. It's off the post and away by Sowa. Well, everything seemed to freeze for a moment as people wondered where this was going to end up. Some thought it was going wide. It spun back in, and Sowa alert to deny Tamarco. Curry. Little chip ball in towards Jim. Jim's getting the better of Draper. Down he goes. It's a penalty kick. Liam Polworth doesn't think so. And he's racing towards Arnold Jim. Now whether Jim put the brakes on when he felt Draper behind him, but Draper caught in the wrong position, just caught his right leg. Jamie Walker has missed once this season. Oh, he's now missed twice. It's the first penalty save of the season for Fawn Williams. He gets the right way. The penalty lacked precision and power. Still got to stop them. Martin. Cholis. But it just didn't sit down for him enough. And Calvert's winning the header. Good skill that Fawn Williams watched it go over. 5 points in the last 13 games. Can Caley Thistle find the winner? And it comes towards Doran. Great ball in from David Raven. Sent it across. He split away from the Hearts central defenders.
This is a game that we should have won, and these are games that we need to win to be the team that we should be, and that'll be the case.
We played to our strengths today. Billy McCoy up top, we brought Henry on with pace. It seemed to have worked as well, and the most pleasing part was going back to park, our work rate, the spirit. That was the old Inverness.
Yes, and Richie Foran hoping that Inverness have now turned the corner with that fighting performance, but a frustrating day, you'd have to say, in the end for Hearts. Michael, we were both there. Let's talk about the pitch first of all. It's in a horrendous state.
Yeah, it's not great. You know, so we just spoke about Celtic Park and how Brian Rogers complained about this. Tynecastle's in a lot worse state, and you know, the talk is obviously with the new main stand, they're going to rip it up and put a new park down next season. But in the interim period, it's going to be a real concern for Cathro and the players, because it's hampering the side. There's no doubt about that. They
need an improved surface now, don't they?
Yeah, I know, but you know, I suppose it all comes down to finances. What are you going to do when you've got a big expenditure on the way? You're going to put a new park down next season. It's difficult to sort of guess or understand what the plan is for the next part of the season before that gets done. You weren't happy with what you thought was a lack of width from Hearts. Was it the wrong formation? Well, it's not so much the wrong formation. I mean, look at this. These are the areas of Tynecastle where you want to try and exploit. In behind the full-backs, they've got 3 players, Hearts here, none of them offering any real penetration. It allows Inverness to have the game played in front of them. Eventually, when it gets out in the wide area, you've got 4 Inverness players who are covering that area. He's 40 yards off the byline, so the width that they do get in the game is far too deep. It forces everything in the field, and it's in front of Inverness where they're comfortable. I mean, Inverness were well set up, they were structured, and they made it difficult for Hearts. But the build-up, look, too slow. Go back the way. Nothing on. It is predictable, and look what actually ends up with this in this attack. Back to the goalkeeper, shanks it out, and it ends up a throw-in for Inverness in the Hearts half. On this occasion, this is what Hearts tried to do. Into the middle, they get the wide man stepping off the line to try and pull the full-back in to create more space in the wide area for Soa to go. But it's predictable. I mean, look, David Raven sees that going on. Inverness have obviously worked on this. Mulrenny tracks the run, so when they actually do pick the ball up again, Inverness' backline in place. They're not penetrating at all, and this ends up with a poor cross, and the move fritters out. So Inverness deserves some credit for sure. And look, they do. But look at this one again. A perfect example. The space out wide, high up. It allows Inverness to defend narrow. There's no penetration in the wide area at Tynecastle. Force the ball in field. And it means that when you're trying to play through those narrow areas, you've got a narrow back four. It makes it even more difficult. And look, Tynecastle, I've gone about this a lot, Jonathan. Tynecastle is a small park. It's 25% smaller than a lot of parks in Scotland. Celtic Park, Hampden, and the game that they're about to play midweek at Easter Road, it's almost 25% smaller than that. 22%. 22%, you're right. You've been working on that all day. And the point being here that when you're playing a style of football that's forcing things into the middle of the park, when it's already in a small pitch, it's very difficult. And when you couple it with the poor surface at Tynecastle, I just don't think that they're playing the right style, in particular at Tynecastle. You get that measuring tape out again, Michael. It was all up there, Jonathan, no measuring tape. In terms of the quantity surveying, what was the Sportscene take on this Inverness goal? A bit of a stunned silence, I think, at Tynecastle when Carl Tremarco scored. It's a poor goal to lose, and Avlanitis, there's where he should have been, but right at the start of this move, he gets a wee nudge by Louis Lang, I think it is, and it just puts him off, but he doesn't react, and if he goes back into that area where we showed, here's the wee nudge, he just stops though, and it leaves Aaron Hughes with a problem. He's stuck with 2 men in between them. He doesn't judge the flight of the ball awfully well, but as a centre-half, you've got to drop with the rest of your back line and try and header the ball away. It was a soft goal to lose. I seen Cathro said, Michael, Hearts did create a lot of chances, enough to win 1.5 matches, he said. What was your take on the Hearts equaliser when it finally came? I think it was a, you know, it was a good one. Again, you see they're working the ball wide. It's not a great ball out there from Perry Kitchen, but he gets the overlap and he more than makes up with it for a wonderful cross here into a dangerous area. And Jum makes a good late run into the box to get the goal. I'm not sure that I would agree with Ian Castle that they made enough chances to win 1.5 games.
Perry Kitchen playing like Ryan Giggs here.
It's a great, you know, it's a great cutback and then whipped in cross. It makes it difficult. You see Draper trying to head it, and you're right. McCarthy, who's just behind Draper, should have done better.
He's worried about touching it in case he scores an OG, but just trying to...
Just very briefly from both of you, I think the Hearts players looking forward to actually playing on the Easter Road surface midweek in this Scottish Cup replay. Just very briefly from both of you, who's going through in that game?
I think it's a toss of a coin. Very difficult to call.
Hopefully it's a better game than the first leg.
Let's hope so.